So what I'd like you to do is practice this container meditation exercise over the next few days and into the future. Whenever you're starting to feel this sense of overwhelm, anxiety, and you're having a difficult time falling into a state of relaxation, either for sleep or just to get daily tasks done. So I'll invite you to close your eyes and give yourself permission at any point to adjust the way that you're sitting or lying to make yourself as comfortable as possible. And if your thoughts drift off to other things, that's normal. But each time you notice that happens, I want you to gently and without judgment bring your awareness back to this exercise. So just start by becoming aware of your breathing. Noticing the rise and fall of your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Letting your breath be an anchor to the present moment. A place that you can return to if you get distracted and start to feel overwhelmed. And now what I'd like you to do is to imagine that you're somewhere where you feel safe and at peace. And that this somewhere is a room. So it can be a room that you've been in before, it can be a room that you have regular access to right now, or it can be a room that you're just creating in your mind for the first time right now. So as you situate yourself in this room, I want you to take a look around, exploring what's there with all of your senses. So noticing what you see in this room. What kind of furniture is in there? And are there windows? Taking note of where the door is. And noticing if you're there by yourself or with your dog or with other people that you feel safe to be around. And although you can put whatever you want in this room to feel as safe as possible, I want you to also include somewhere along one of the walls an empty bookshelf. And I want you to also imagine somewhere in the room a bunch of different containers made of different materials and sizes, imagining that some are clear, some are opaque, some are light, others are heavy and thick. Some might have locks on them, chains around them. Now what I'd like you to do is, as you notice different things that are occupying your mind, that are distracting you and keeping you from feeling as peaceful as possible, I want you to imagine taking those things out of yourself, acknowledging that they're important, but then choosing an appropriate container to put it in so that you can get some space from it. And then I want you to imagine that whatever you placed in the container, you then pick up a lid, put it on top, and then carry that container over to the empty bookcase. Place it on the shelf and take a few steps back. And know that you can contain anything you want in these containers. It can be a memory, it can be a thought, it can be a feeling, it can be a physical sensation. Anything and everything that's distracting you and keeping you from feeling as peaceful as possible. So one at a time, as you notice these things, imagining removing it from your body, placing it in an appropriate container, covering it up with a lid, and placing it on the shelf. You might notice that sometimes the same memory or feeling or thought keeps returning even though you've contained it once. And if that happens, that's okay. Just repeat the process again, choosing another container to place it in, putting the lid on top, and putting it on the shelf. And as you do it too, reminding each thing that it's important, that you're not doing this exercise to forget or ignore or avoid. You're just containing them temporarily so that at a later point, when you're in a better headspace, you can come back to that shelf and take things out of the containers one at a time so that they can be dealt with more efficiently and effectively without you having to feel overwhelmed. You can even imagine taking your pain that you're experiencing in your body. Imagine removing the source of the pain. You can put that in a container too. And shelve it. And then once you've gone through this process enough so that you're feeling as peaceful and as relaxed as is possible, given whatever you're going through, I want you to imagine stepping away from that bookshelf, taking a few deep breaths, and doing anything else that needs to be done. So if you need even more distance from those things, you can imagine a curtain being drawn in front of that bookcase, or a cast iron gate that has locks on it, closing that gate in front of it. You can imagine building a stone wall. Anything that makes sense. And then once that's done, I want you to imagine yourself finding a comfortable place in that room where you can go to and sit or lie down and relax. You can imagine whatever it is you need to feel more relaxed with you, whether it's comfortable blankets and pillows, whether it's your dog, a TV, something nice to eat. And just allow yourself to sit there and rest. And being grateful for that sense of inner peace. And allowing yourself to stay there for as long as you need to. Whether it be to drift off to sleep, or to get yourself to a place where you feel calm enough to continue whatever it is that you were doing before you started this exercise. So if you're choosing to wake back up, then you can slowly imagine yourself leaving this room, coming back into the present, becoming aware of your breathing, and feeling the different parts of your body that are making contact with the surface. And slowly wiggling your fingers and toes to wake yourself back up. And then slowly letting light back into your eyes.